forget that America must stand beside Israel. And so I say to myself, why is it that a UN ambassador walks out when Prime Minister Netanyahu is about to speak at the General Assembly at the United Nations? Why is it that a commander-in-chief refuses to meet with the Prime Minister of Israel? Why is it that the President of the United States says, I cannot allow this man to speak before a joint session of Congress because it's too close to an Israeli election, when in truth, $350,000 from the United States State Department went to an anti-Netanyahu group to support the opponent of Netanyahu? We must recognize that there are administrations that don't support Israel. That the American people will always support Israel. That the grassroots level, like the level here tonight, is the only level that will always be constant. But in that regard, we have to stand witness to our belief. We have to stand witness to our one ally in the Middle East, and recognize that the most important foreign policy mission of the United States is to support Israel. And hopefully, as the Council Hayat said, hopefully within a few days, there will be good news about Jerusalem. But never ever forget history. That when Hamas was shelling its rockets at Israel, and when Israel, because of the Iron Dome and the determination and the technology, was winning, when a commander-in-chief comes out and says there are too many losses on the other side, read between the lines, folks. What that means is you're winning, Israel, and you shouldn't be winning. Don't fool yourselves. Don't kid yourselves. There have been problems between the United States and Israel that we can never allow to occur again. And it matters not the party. I don't care. In fact, I wouldn't care if there were no parties. It's about who we are and where our values are. Our values. The values in this country, founders of the Constitution, they were supporters of the Judeo-Christian ethic. In fact, if you go to Washington, D.C., there's a new place called the Museum of the Bible that just opened, that now has artifacts that are brought from Israel at the museum. The recognition of our Judeo-Christian ethics, and how the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament, are so much a part of our history. If you go to Washington, you see it on the walls of Congress, quotes from the Bible. You see it on the Supreme Court of the United States. You see it all over. This is who we are. We are a nation that takes care of people. We take care of each other, and we support each other. We believe in each other and the common goodness of all of us. And let me just say in closing that when the Iran deal, I can't really close with that. I could go on for a while, but I won't. Why do we allow a country that is committed to the destruction of the big Satan and the little Satan? Why is it allowed to get weapons-grade uranium and plutonium and increase its centrifuges under the guise that we're stopping the creation of a nuclear bomb, when in truth, we're allowing for it? And even though it's in 10 years, I got a secret to share with you. I'm not on a suicide mission. I want to be here in 10 years, or right now, it's probably another 7 years or 8 years since it's been signed. We allowed the one country that hates Israel and hates the United States, that is committed to the destruction of Israel, that supports Hamas, that built the tunnels with the cement that we gave them to build schools and hospitals, that built the tunnels so that they could attack the Jews in Israel. What our mission must be now is to recognize that we have to stand united, and we have to always make sure that the United States does not allow for the development of a nuclear weapon. And by the way, not for nothing, but if Iran has oil, all of this oil, why do they need nuclear energy? And if Iran is really only in it so that they can provide for the medical isotopes and the nuclear imaging that we import, because in the United States we don't create any of the Moly-99 that's made from the uranium. In fact, we send it to Canada and then it goes to all kinds of places. Well, I'm not going there tonight. I'm not going to talk about it. But what I can tell you is it was a bad deal. It was against our interest, and it was against your interest. And so, we must learn the lessons of history. We must recognize that there are certain facts that we can't ignore, that we have to be on the right side of history, that we have to be part of a generation that recognizes that there is evil in the world, that the fact that people say, I'm not going to hurt you, doesn't mean they're not going to hurt you. It's called taqiyya. Under Sharia law, it allows you to lie about anything you want, as long as you can attain your goal of destroying the infidels and making sure that the flag of the Islamic regime flies in all four corners of the earth. So, as I close this part of my talk, and we will continue after dinner, I want to tell you that your being here is essential, not just to a hospital, but to the state of Israel. That when we come together at events like this, we reinforce our belief in each other and the goodness of each other. And we stand strong against those who want to destroy that one diamond of democracy in the Middle East, that one place that believes in the Judeo and Christian ethics. And finally, as we go forward tonight, I want to make sure